Dull Grey isn't a game, it's a visual novel. You know it's made by an indie dev when there's no animation in the menu or the game. I've spliced up the footage so the story won't get spoiled. Here's the description on the Microsoft Store. Dull Grey is an award-winning visual novel about growing up. It tells about mother and son, free will, and their search for happiness among foggy mountains and grey pipes. You will be making one and the same choice again and again, deciding who the son should become, a lamplighter or a tallyman. At first it may seem the situation leaves you no choice at all, but don't jump to conclusions. Take a moment to think it over and then, perhaps, you will see your story in full color. Key features: the drama of everyday life shown in the background of retro-futuristic world controlled by the processed program, an unusual mechanic of a single choice leading to a different game endings, a visual style traced back to the Soviet graphics of the 20s, inspired by the worlds of Stugatsky brothers, Dovinsky's work and Tavinsky's movies. Awards: Most Innovative Game of Games Cup 2019, Best Use of Multimedia Award winner in XYZZY Awards 2019. Reading the game's title, no one should expect a jolly action-packed adventure. As the developers hint, Dull Grey's story has a hidden meaning you'll figure out if you stick with it. Every few minutes of dialogue, you'll be asked what career you want. This briefly offers some different dialogue before moving on to the next scene. Each time, you're shown abstract work of various locations you visit, which match the tone of the story. I find the actual narrative to be somber, yet also intriguing. It starts off in the mother and son's home. They are looking after the grandmother, who seems to have severe dementia. Their home is two pokey bunkhouses pushed together that were made of scrap parts. All this shows how the family struggles to survive and why it's vital for their son to get a career. The main character, Kirosha, sorry if I've butchered any of these names, is relatable in how he deals with growing up, especially if you're a shrinking violet like me. He doesn't say much, and when he does try to speak, his mother always answers for him. She also wants him to choose a career that he'll hate and could even be dangerous. It is mentioned in the beginning her husband is dead. This could have affected her judgment and why she has such a negative view of the world, and of course how controlling she is over her son's life. The fact that she can't even trust him to answer for himself proves that. Though it doesn't make her a bad person, she does care about Krisha and just wants the best for him. Although the player realizes this, the mother doesn't know that she's stifling her son. In fact, she's so involved, we learn more about her than anyone else in the story. What I like about Dull Grey is that all the characters feel like real people who are oppressed in the process program. The story isn't contrived either. There's no visible villain who needs to be confronted, and there's no charismatic hero who will return control to the world of the people. It's about everyone learning how to survive in a bad situation. This opens up more possibilities of storytelling, and they have mentioned that they will continue to tell stories in this world in future games. What I didn't like about most of the endings you choose is they don't let you know what happens afterwards. The game just stops and you have to go back to the main menu and start again. It's a bit anticlimactic. Being a lamplighter is hard manual labour, as you have to deal with transport networks. It's a noble job, but can also be a life-threatening one. Being a tallyman makes you an agent of the state, spying on communications. It's safe, but people will despise you. Either path sounds like hell, but I'd personally be a tallyman if I had to choose. Ordinary manual labour doesn't exactly agree with me and my stick arms. Dull Grey has 11 different endings, and each one can be reached very quickly. However, this means you have to sift through the same dialogue 11 times just to get the different dialogue at the end each time. I was pressing RB on my Xbox controller to skip so much repeated dialogue, I thought it was going to break. Some of the methods used to find all the endings are strangely cryptic. There's a few grammar mistakes, but they don't mix up the message. And since English isn't this indie developer's first language, it's no big deal. Ambient music plays in the background, accompanied by white text on a black background on one side and black and white abstract art on the other. This creates an ominous atmosphere that illustrates the tone of the story. It reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories and how it set a foreboding mood. My verdict, you can 100% complete Black Grey in about an hour. Quite shocking, as usually indie games are a few hours long at least. However, it's now being sold for £3.35, which is roughly $5. What you're getting is a very short interactive novel. You could get the same experience if you were reading it off paper and had ambient music playing in the background. Because of that, I'm not giving it a score. I recommend reading this novel if you would enjoy a dystopian, futuristic sci-fi story. Currently, the devs Provodnik Games website, if you scroll down you can play the beta. This contains everything from the 2 main storylines, so after playing it you can decide if you want to pay a few quid to see the rest of the hidden endings, though I assume when the game launches it will be taken down, so strike while the iron's hot. Hello guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more videos.